as in terms of like, I can't speak to everyone as a coach or consultant, right? There's only probably a much, much more narrow avatar that I have to start to speak to if I want to get to the next level professionally, because what got me here won't get me there, right? And so I love what you're talking about.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Marketing with In-Depth Podcast, where I'm your host, Nathan Webster, and I'm excited to chop it up with you today. Today's episode, I am excited because I brought my man Keith on. As you see, he's wearing the Purpose shirt. The Purpose. Keith, tell him about yourself so I don't steal your thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Keith Sconiers. I am an entrepreneur, storyteller, and catalyst. And as an entrepreneur, I've run a payment consulting company for several years where I help companies determine what platforms are right for them. I also help business owners outside of that build better relationships so that they can attract the right clients, employees, partners. As a storyteller, I run a podcast called Purpose. And as a catalyst, my mission is to help people get where they're trying to go faster. So that's who I am. Not native to the Northwest, but I've been here longer than where I grew up. And so I would say that I am a native Northwesterner now that I've been here 23 years. So when I got here, I had hair, folks. Right?
Yes.
That part.
That part. So what I want to do is get into something real meaty and juicy because we don't even have a title. I thought my man Keith was coming here to the office. He wasn't. He was like, I can come. It's like, no, we can chop it up here. We can just do this another time. But I wanted to go into our conversation because, you know, Keith and I, we already have a relationship with each other. And so as we were just catching up, I was like, bro, this is a podcast, bro. We got to let folks know what it be doing. What's the real life of entrepreneurship and the lifestyle of the instead of the rich and famous, we can say the grind and hustle. That could be an entrepreneur, the grind and hustle. And I know you mentioned it to me before about my camera being blurry. It's just when it renders, it'll come out 4K. It's all 4K. So I appreciate it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Keith, man, you were talking about some stuff and whatever's on your heart, bro. I want to keep this 20 minutes because, we could go for like 2 hours. I know we can't, but for podcast sake, as you know, I ain't trying to insult your intelligence, brother, or your skill or your craft, but just to keep it short, how do you want to roll with this? Because you was asking some really good questions.
Well, you served up a challenge that I think a lot of empathetic, purpose-driven entrepreneurs face, which has to do with serving others, but serving from a cup that's overflowing versus a cup that is dry or not where it should be or could be in order for you to really lean into serving in the way that you really desire, right? And I think that we should talk about that because that is something that I come across as not just something you and I have wrestled with. I think it's something that everyone, especially those that aren't just doing it for, capitalism's sake, but they're doing it for a mission. Sometimes we find ourselves serving and not necessarily getting the outcome or not getting the wins that we hope to get. And that can be very, I'll just call it depressing, or it can be disappointing or frustrating. And so, I think that, what have you seen? I mean, have you experienced that, seen that in the marketplace of like amazing, excellent people that are serving, giving so much time, but then when you have the conversation with them, it's like, man, like I'm doing all of these things to serve, and yet I feel like I'm being taken advantage of and not necessarily being rewarded for the effort that I'm putting into these relationships, to these organizations that I've dedicated myself to.
Yeah. So, my stuff is falling here. Technical difficulties always got.
That's an earthquake from the question.
Oh, that's what it be. Okay, I like that. Because let's serve that up. When catastrophe can become the blessing. Not making Don't waste it was a catastrophe, whatever it is, or crisis. Don't waste a crisis in that
Mm,
regards. I think we
mm,
do need to talk about all the things that we go through, but in a way that people can relate to, because I think we as entrepreneurs, business owners, we struggle, and we struggle sometimes selfishly or inadvertently, subconsciously, to punish ourselves because this is the path we chose. When you don't have to struggle on your own, you don't have to do this on your own, but yet we do this because we got to hustle, we got to grind, we don't give ourselves time off. And so what we end up doing, in my opinion, even I've done this before, I've done everything that should be coming to me and I've given it away instead of keeping it for me. Where some people may say I ate my seed instead of planting the seed, so where I don't have the harvest for the next season. And I remember someone said that I was, and the organization, someone said, man, we hired you because of your marketing, not so much of your leadership. We know you're a leader, but we hired you for your marketing, yet they wouldn't allow me to do either. And I think that's because we as entrepreneurs, as we see our own vision, we don't know how to get our own way and let the people do what they do best and delegate what what we shouldn't be doing instead of focusing on what we should be doing. And so I think that's where we get in a lot of trouble.
mm, mm, mm. And so, how do we get out of trouble in that way, in your opinion?
We got to ask for help, bro. I think we got to be honest with where we're at. And I even loved it with my kids. I had my oldest one being over here. He came over and he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing too much. I'm trying to solve everyone's problem instead of letting them solve their own problem." I think that's what we do. We so quick to solve people's problems instead of waiting them to ask us to help them solve their problem.
Mm, mm. Okay. And so when we do that, we probably show up more enthusiastically about solving their problem, and then we do it for free. It's like, oh, impact. Oh, like, let me dig in. Like, we're gonna solve this problem. And it's like, they're like, well, I mean, it's a problem, but I don't really want to solve it like that.
Bro, I
so,
see it
and so I
all
don't
the
want to pay you
time.
for that.
All the time when people want to come to me and say, "Hey, I just want to pick your brain and let me see I can do here this XYZ." And I always like the hack of telling them, go to your Google Ads, and if you really want to do a Google ad, I can walk you through some things. But then I get them. It's a trick I use because people say I want to serve everyone. I'm like, well, you can serve everyone, but Google's not going to allow you to, because you're going to have to choose an avatar, that individual customer that you're going to reach out to. Now you can do like 40 or 50, but you ain't got the budget for that, nor do you really want to. That's not good business. But when they say I want to pick your brain, and I'm like, yeah, I want to help you, I'm only hurting them. I'm not helping them.
So then it sounds like there has to be somewhat of a process in that space of like the process for help, right?
Yeah.
That we have
Yeah.
to like know, okay, yes, I'm in business to help people. I mean, that's why I do what I do. Is like I love to help, right? And so do so many other people. But I think sometimes in my excitement to help, I don't ask enough of the right questions that are not only helpful for me, but also helpful for the person that is sitting across the table from me.
Yeah, I think sometimes we just want to help people,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
And I mean, that's why we do what we do, not realizing that helping people, and we think we helping them, but we're really hindering them, because, part of the best growth that we've had is when we had to go through something difficult and learn to let go.
When you say learn to let go, the image that I got in my head was of a person carrying luggage
Mm,
across a desert.
mm,
And it reminded me of so many stories that I hear of when people are going on these long, long trips in
mm,
whether it's walking, primarily walking, or biking, or if they are on a donkey, right? Like they didn't carry the couch with them. They couldn't carry, right? They couldn't
Yeah.
carry everything with them, and so they only took the essential things with them that they needed for service. And I think that when you talk about the letting go, it's not. It's really, yes, it is letting go, but it's also really embracing the essential things you need to get where you want to go. Sometimes that's letting go of 3 or 4 avatars so that you can embrace the other 2 or 3, right? I'm gonna be honest, like I've wrestled with that personally because being in the payment space is such a ubiquitous product and everybody has pain around it. You get pulled in a number of different industries, and so on one hand, like there's a lot of diversity in the portfolio, right, in terms of different types of industries.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like with that comes like, okay, so which one is really the avatar, right? Is it
Your best avatar that's
yeah,
gonna be your best client avatar.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah, yeah. It's been I've been doing a lot of work recently on like really trying to refine and define like what is the avatar for the other types of work that I want to do around speaking and coaching, because it's not the same as like payments, right? As in terms of like I can't speak to everyone as a coach or consultant, right? There's only probably a much, much more narrow avatar that I have to start to speak to if I want to get to the next level professionally, because what got me here won't get me there, right? And so I love what you're talking about with the letting go piece. What are some of the things when you think about the stages of entrepreneurship? Like, we leave our job, we start our business, and we hopefully, 1-page business plan, whatever it may be. Like we sit down with an advisor, they help us with our business plan. Like, what are some of the things maybe you remember thinking about, like letting go, like the things that you realize, oh, like I actually have to let go of that, and maybe it was an easy thing to let go of, or maybe it was a really difficult thing for you to let go of.
The very beginning, I was struggling with what my mom she told me. This was like 20 years ago. She was like, "Baby, you can't burn the candle on both ends. Like you
Hmm.
need to get rest." I was thinking I was back in the Marine Corps days. I could stay up all night, then
Hmm.
stay up in the daytime too, which means I can hang out with my homies at night and we can go to the bar hop. Then, I can do the school, do the jobby job stuff and do all those things and then run the organization and have meetings, and you're just not sharp. And so I realized, and I was younger in my 20s, so I was just still trying to develop that social life. And then I mean we all were, but then that's when it started to hit me like, man, the social life comes after the business is taken care of. I had to let that, well, the stereotypical thing what I thought was a social life, I had to let that illusion go. And the social
Hmm.
life comes, but
Hmm.
I had to let that go.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And sometimes it's like you can come back, right? Like, I'll be back. Like I went and shot hoops yesterday, and my back hurts today for that. But I set it down for a while, set it down for a long time. Pandemic and change and moving, outside of the city and being back in the city now, like being able to like come back to something. I think that that's also like a thing that we probably
Absolutely.
wrestle with is like yes, I get it. You love to golf, but like for this season,
Always a season,
yeah.
bro. I think that's one of the things and I don't know for those that were watching or could see, I had to put my phone on do not disturb and turn off the notifications because we just get so distracted by things that really don't matter.
Yeah.
And then those things that we think matter, we begin to major in those minors, as they say. And those distractions just kill us, bro, because we think we're going to miss out. FOMO. But it is gonna come back. We ain't gonna be missing out on much because everything's in seasons. It's hard to
Yeah.
say though. I'm not gonna
So
lie.
oh yeah, and sometimes you don't even know you're holding on to something that you need to let go of, or you don't even know that like you're just sometimes things come so fast, and before you know it, you're like, wow, like the past year has been a whole season of whatever it is, right?
Facts.
You know. Um, a variety of challenges. So you have a conference coming up, right? And people have things they need to let go of when it comes to their idea or their perception of conferences and networking and building their business authentically. And like you would say, hashtag be you, right? Like, what are some of the things that we need to let go of heading into a conference so that we can approach it with a fresh mindset and get the most out of the conference?
Yeah, I would say if you're going to a conference, be selfish to, as they say in church, don't leave the same way you came in. Like, don't, when I say be selfish, show up as yourself. So don't try to come as someone as you're not and think you got to play this role or be this person that you're not, because we want you to be authentically you so that you can get all the questions you need and ask 2 to 3 more questions that you won't even know you had because you just learned so much. Because we want to like look this part, we want to look this role, we want to imitate this person. Look, baby girl, baby boy, everyone's taken. God has only given you you. So for me, that's what I've been learning in these conferences and showing up, because at the end of the day, man, we all want to connect with each other.
Yeah. I agree with that, and I'll add to it that I think one thing that we need to let go of is thinking that we need to have this like really buttoned up, polished 30-second elevator pitch.
Preach. Tell. Ooh.
Truly, because and I know there's plenty of people I'm gonna catch heat for this because it's like, oh no, it's all about the first impression. It's all about the 30-second elevator pitch. It's gotta be dialed, and I get it. I get it, but I can also tell you that in 2013, when I went into the financial services space to become a financial advisor, I had the best 30-second pitch delivered to me from the company that they did research on and had data backed up, and billion-dollar company, right? Like, it was dialed, but I didn't believe in it.
You got what?
I didn't believe in it. The words there was no magic to the words.
It was no substance?
There was no substance to the words for me. There was no connection to the words for me, right? And so while, and I felt it. I felt fake saying it because it wasn't who I was, right? Like, I wasn't being me. I was being James or whoever wrote it, right? He wrote that. So because to him, that's what sounded amazing. And so I was taking that page out of the book for the financial service firm, and I made $7,000 that year as a financial professional.
Okay, yeah, that you can't live off of that.
You can't live off of that. Trying to show up and pretend to be something that I wasn't, right? Let go of the idea that every single word that you say has to be perfect. Because people oftentimes are like, are they going to remember it? Is it going to be helpful? Probably, yes. But is that really the foundation of your relationship? Absolutely not. The foundation of your relationship is being genuinely interested in other people. So if you can come to the conference with some really good questions on how to learn about someone else and have genuine interest in them, and learn how to just have that natural, genuine conversation, that will take you 10 times further than always being polished and on stage with the perfect words to say. So that's what I think is something that would help people stepping into the conference, is like, come curious, come with like questions that you need answers to, because that's going to serve you and help you get where you want to go, and come with some questions for people that you meet. Like, what's one question that you're curious about every single person? Like, what? Like, I don't care if it's like, what's your favorite dessert, or what's your favorite thing to do on a Saturday when you have nothing on your schedule? Right? Come with some questions so that you can connect, so that you can grow your business, you can grow your impact, you can grow your income, you can grow all those things that you're really after as a purpose-driven professional that wants to serve.
I love how your shirt says align your path with your purpose, because in the path of me getting to this very point, I was at a place of networking. It was a group that I was with, and I didn't really want to be there, but I was there, and off to the side, I was getting some snacks and whatever, and I started talking to someone, and we formed our own purpose because it was aligned with the path.
Yeah.
Because even though we both didn't want to be there, we both found each other. So sometimes when you show up to a conference, it's not always about that workshop, that panel, that keynote. It's for that conversation that you need to have on the side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, like that. Don't steal your blessing, because it's your path. It's not always. I love that because you just made me think of that when I saw your shirt. Like, align your path with your purpose, and your purpose is in your path, and so you got to get there though to get to the purpose. It's not going to come to you. You got to walk it out. Y'all keep talking about this conference. It's Let's Connect conference. It's November 13th at the Holiday Inn. It's from 8 to 5. We're going to be talking about marketing, AI, and community health. It's going to be fire. It's the 5th year doing it. And it's all about making sure that not only we connect, but we also get you informed of what's happening, the latest trends, and what's going on. And Keith, I know you've been going. How many years have you gone to it?
This will be my third one. This will be my third conference. Yeah.
Okay, because I keep seeing your picture, your face on these pictures. I got it now.
Yeah, man, keep them circulating, man. Keep them circulating, Yeah, no, this is one of my favorite conferences to go to. So it's awesome. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. And for those that maybe say, okay, Keith, we got to have you back on because you've been on a couple of times. You told a powerful story and purpose-driven marketing. But for those that need specifically some help with their payment, or maybe can you just tell them like how they can get a hold of you and how to solve their problem?
Yeah, so the best thing to do is just reach out to me. I don't care if you're 0 revenue or 100 million in revenue. I work with companies along that spectrum. If you have questions about payments, getting a better system in your company, you can go to my website, keithsconiers.com. That's the best place to reach me. And then we can have a conversation from there. If you need help with learning how to build stronger business relationships so that you can attract the right clients, employees, and partners, you can reach me there as well.
All right, man. And what's the handles? What's the links? Where can they find you?
Yeah, keithsconiers.com or at Keith Sconiers is my handle on Facebook, on Instagram, and on LinkedIn. So
we'll make sure to put that in the show notes and on YouTube on the description, so y'all can just click down and make sure you check them out, because Keith got some powerful stories. And man, I don't think you know how people look at your profile and they stalk you, but they don't want to tell you like, man, I can relate to you, man. Yeah. You put out some powerful stuff, man. It keeps me encouraged. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thanks for keeping it real, and thanks for being you.
Absolutely. Can't have it no other way. Until the next time we bring you on, man, thank you for coming on today. I appreciate you.
Yep, you too. Take care.
All right, man. For all y'all that are watching, thank you for joining the show. You heard it first here on Let's Talk Marketing with NDub podcast. Until next time, wishing you nothing but the best. So dream big and Godspeed. We're out.
Peace.